Carol, I spoke to Tony and Mel earlier on, and I think one of the most amazing things is that they taught us how to be team.
Yes.
You know, I think one of the things that Tony and Marilyn has modeled so well to us is that they were a team. Always, she was not just dragged along.
No.
Yes.
She didn't just came along because there was no other choice. And in asking her, she said very clearly, I believe because I had a call in my life. I didn't just, I yielded and I submitted to my husband's call and where it would take me, but I also felt called in my own right. And there were times that she was as much and more an influence in his life. Did you feel the same in your ministry together? You guys have been in ministry for many years. Do you feel that there is a definite call, or you gonna just drag along by this guy, or a little bit of both?
Well, what should I say? No, I really believe in team ministry, and obviously we have different giftings.
Yes.
And different giftings to the other women in our midst. You know, some have got dynamic teaching ministries and mentoring, like Edna. And for me, I was an administrator and administrated the new churches and the schools and all that side of things initially.
But it was not just a job.
Was. So not just a job and coming alongside Dave, but subsequently to that, just moving out from that into the new things that God would have us, and for me to come alongside Dave. And talking about Marilyn and team, many years ago, I just really wanted a word for myself. And I fasted and prayed and fasted and prayed. And I really waited, and I would just be passed by all the time. And I got so frustrated because any word we got was between Dave and I, because it was a team thing.
Yes.
And eventually Marilyn came to me and said, God has a word for you. And she said, I feel that he wants you to come alongside Dave. This is what he's calling you to do. And to walk alongside him, not in front of him, not behind him, but right alongside, to be his helpmeet. Yeah. And I've always held on to that, and that's really working as a team. And for me to do everything that I possibly can do in my gifting to release Dave to be all God wants him to be. And that's how we've worked as a team.
Yeah.
So with me being more administrative and he being more out there in evangelism, we've been able to work as a team. And I have really been stretched and pulled and out of my comfort zones, but it's been good over all these years.
I think Carol's modest because she carries a wisdom in the Spirit.
Of course, yes.
And she carries a grace in the Spirit that carries peace. And it has just been alongside us in our ministry, just that calming word. You know, the word says that a gentle word turns away wrath.
Yeah.
And Carol carries that mantle.
Absolutely.
She's a carrier of peace. And so she's being
Beautiful.
somewhat modest.
It's wonderful.